Right. I think I'm live. If I can move this little screen over or not. What did I just push on? I got a whole bunch of windows open, so I can't see all of my. There we go. All right. Whoops. And I moved stuff around. Look at there. I'm in the camera. And I'm going to mess up my. All right. I'm just going to stop messing with it. Hi, everybody. Jill Blanchett here. A couple minutes late, I think. Hey, Julie. Hey, Vesta. Hey, Christy. I guess someone let me know if you can see me and hear me. Should be good. I don't see that I'm muted, so I'm going to, oh, good. Thank you, Vesta. So I'm going to get going. I'm just kind of getting back from my, I did the assisted with the crafts this week at Vacation Bible School, and tonight was a quick family night thing. They ate, they had all that kind of done before I got there, and then it was just a whirlwind of like someone opened the floodgates and all these kids came at once. No parents came to help them hardly, and no all week they've had their leader come, and so we had extra help. So it was just crazy. But all those, you guys remember all those little star things I cut out a couple weeks ago? Well, they made compasses with them tonight and stuck them on a paper plate. So it wasn't hard, but every single kid needed help getting the what is that thing called? It's a circle with two dealies on the end, and then you open them like that, you pull them apart and you put it through the hole and it leaves flat head on the paper, and then it's not a paper clip. I don't know what they're called. It's totally lost my mind on what they're called, but we had to pull those apart, so little fingers can't pull those apart and lay those flat. So it was just a whole whirlwind. So I'm getting home. I got in and I rushed down here to see what I needed to get around. So I'm here, you're here, we're all here. We're gonna get this party started. And the party ends for last week with winners being Sharon Tushak and my friend Vesta. So I will get those in the mail to you guys. I am trying another envelope again. Reed gave me a whole bunch of envelopes that I don't know why she had envelopes. They're very nice envelopes. I don't know where like the cards went that went in the envelopes or whatever she got that went in the envelopes, but let me know if by chance the postage is not right and you owe money when it shows up. I will definitely get you reimbursed for that. So not my intention to make you pay for your thing that you win, your card kit. So let me turn my camera down. I'm thinking not oh geez, can I smoosh it back over now? How do I get note to self, don't open so many Pinterest windows at one time because you can't move your stuff around. All right, here we go. And see all my little wall art back here? It's been up a while. I was watching home, what were they today? What was on? Oh, Holmes, Mike Holmes. Holmes helps. I don't know what a show is. Mike Holmes has got a show now with his son and his daughter that was on. And the designer on their houses were putting these preserved wall arts in their spaces, but they were like big. They were like as big as this is wide. They were big wall arts, but look at there. Reedy's ahead of the times, unless that was an old show. I don't know. But I got those from Reed. All right, did we go down? No, we should be down. Should be seeing my desktop. This is the card we're gonna make. my Facebook screen isn't showing me that there we go. All right, so here's the card we're going to make tonight. I didn't want to take up, your night because I'm on late. So I tried to come up with something that was fairly easy, quick, not necessarily easy to everybody, but quick at least. And so I got this peaceful view. You guys, where did I get it? Did I get this at On Stage? I think I got this. This was my On Stage. I'm pretty sure. Freebie prize patrol. And this is the first that I inked it up, and I absolutely love how it looks on the paper. I used our designer series paper, and now not all of our paper will like our thoughtful journey, all of our hand inked, watercolored, kind of drawing a blank on all of them. We've had them all now for a while. Let me show you this one. It's along these same lines, but it's meadows and things. So it might not go on all of those packs, too well, because I showed you this, one of my favorite packs of paper that we've ever had. This is the one that I used, gallery. So let's flip this one over. Beautiful gallery. So say like this piece, this one, it's probably not going to look the best over for that scene, but I think it worked okay for this one because you could be walking along, the lake shore and have the shade trees and things like that, park-like setting. But it really, really, I mean, the stamp set takes up the whole paper, I can't get that back in there. It makes the whole scene itself. Let me lift it up a little bit so you could see it a little closer. That one stamp set just does it all. So I want to show you that. And this Get Well, I used it on my quilt cards the other day, and I was like, I'm not so sure if I'm liking it. And then I got to thinking, it needs something to accentuate the raised words. Well, I got to searching to see if there was a stamp set, but there's not. So I'm going to show you how it's designed. So we'll get to that in a second. So let me move this aside. Yeah, okay, let me take a deep breath, slow down a little bit. The envelope, I just have a strip of the extra paper that we cut off from there on the side of the envelope. We'll do that one. So let me do that first. Get this piece off. There's my bracelet. This was last night's craft. Some of them made keychains. My VBS road trip. You can't see my cute little shirt, but it was all about a road trip. Let's see. Can't see what the back says about it's basically God is always with you. So on your journey and stuff, that I think is their message for the week. So all of our crafts revolved around a road trip. We had a license plate one day. We had our car pieces. They took pictures and then they turned them into cars. That was the other stuff I was cutting out that day. So yeah. All right. I've got 11 by 4¼ piece of Misty Moonlight. Fold it, score it at 5.5. I have basic beige for the inside. I must have lost that piece somewhere between my desk and here. So I'll do that one later, but I have a little strip for the inside. that I'm not positive what. Oh, I'll get another one. I think that's what it is. So I'm going to put these aside for now, and we will work on the focal point. So don't hate me, but I'm going to bring out my Stamparatus just because. But I'm going to tell you, well, maybe I won't use it and just show you. Yep, you guys, I'm not going to use it. We're going to press our luck. I'm not going to use it because a lot of you may not have one. You might probably have a Misty. If you don't have a Stamparatus, you probably have a Misty, but we're just going to press our luck. All right. So what I did, because I wasn't thinking clearly, I did pecan pie first. So I'm going to recreate what I did because I ended up really liking how you could see sort of the, maybe not, you can sort of see the pecan come through. And so it just gave a really cool look when I tried to fix it after I did pecan. And so we're going to press our luck, like I say, and see what we can get. See if we can get it properly stamped. All right. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp because this is one big old background stamp. And then to make my life easiest, I am going to lay my stamp down, or my corner right at the corner of the stamp. I'm going to put my paper so that I know for lineup. And that's what I was going to do on my Stamparatus, is just make sure that I lined it up good. All right. And on these big background stamps, I like to just run my hand over the top of them. If I had a small piece of paper, then I put like printer paper over the top so that I can do this without getting my hand all inky. But since I've got the whole thing covered, I'm not too worried about it. So there we go with the brown. And when I looked at this, I'm like, no, I don't like the brown. So I needed paper for the kit. I didn't have too many spare pieces to mess up. So I just said, well, here we go. We're going to take our Night of Navy and we are going to just ink this puppy back up. I didn't even wash it first. Just inked it back up because I should have got most of the ink off on the first go round. All right, so now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my corner right down here in the corner of my stamp and cross my fingers that I'm lined up. And I'm going to easily go over it because I noticed yesterday I pressed too hard, and right through here where the like right in here where there's no there's a space. Oh, I guess these, excuse me, I pressed too hard and I had ink down in there. So let's see if we, so again, this is how I like to do my big background stamps. I just lay them down. I do have that humongous block, but I just lay it down and run my hands over it. And so that gave it a darker, like black kind of look. But look at him, still getting. I'll bring it back in. Maybe I got to press a little harder. See, what do you think, guys? 3 times? Can I do it 3 times? Because I didn't get that tree branch and stuff. I'm feeling pretty lucky tonight. And I could use my brayer. It's got ink on it too, but I'm going to go over it and see what I get. I think I just moved it. All right. Let's see how bad I messed it up. Not bad. Still didn't get all that tree branch ink. The heck? That's what I'm shooting for. Go right through there. I want that ink on that branch to... Okay, well, it is what it is. But you see how many times I'm able to lay that on there because I just lined it up on the, right with the stamp. So we're calling that good, you guys. I could stay here all night and try and get that. All right, so we have our image on there. Here, this is what I was saying. If I press too hard where I get ink, then I'm going to get it on my paper. But we're going to trim it down now to fit our paper. And I went with 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go all the way here because I will cut off most of that bad part that I just... And we're going to go on the 8th because I don't want to cut off all the treetop. And so now I'm going to cut it down to 5 1/4. So if I cut an 1/8 off of each top and bottom, all right. So there's our scene now. And again, it just, for some reason, looks so cool with this dark tree on there. I love it. All right, so now I'm just going to glue it on to my pecan pie base. And now my glue bottle is going to be a stinker. Because it can be. It's teaching me a lesson. Although I don't think I've created anything today. We had the painters here today, so the smell of paint in the house is crazy. Painting the kids' bedrooms after. Well, Derek's bedroom we redid one time, but I had, when we first moved here, I did halfway up the wall with a deep, I don't call it a tomato red, but it was like a Disney red. And then because he was a little guy, I went all around the perimeter and I painted the Mickey Mouse pants and the glove and a shoe. And I painted that all around the room. So when he got older and it matched a comforter and stuff that I got when I took him, well, I didn't, we took him to Disney World. I got a comforter and stuff. And when well, you guys don't tell him I told you, but if I'd have let him, he probably would still use the comforter today because it was so warm and he absolutely loved how warm it was. But when we redid the room, I bought a duvet and stuffed the comforter in it. And then I put up a big like border around and covered up my painting stuff. Well, now the painters are here. So the red is gone. Reedy's room, she painted after she came back from Spain. The first time when she did her study abroad, she painted lime green and turquoise. That's now gone. So we went with the same color everywhere, just same color as our main bedroom. So just, keep it simple. I can decorate later down the road if we need to accent it, but the painters have been here, so dust everywhere because the painters sand the walls, even if you need it or not. They're sanding down the walls. So now I'm going to show you the Thoughtful Moments hybrid embossing folder. Now I've been wanting to use this forever too and just haven't pulled it out till my quilt cards. And it is really awesome. So I wanted to show it to you guys because I think it's still available. It might be on the last chance, but I'm pretty sure it's still available. And it is a hybrid, which means you get the embossing folder and then the die that fits in the inside of it to cut out the words. And this one, it's a big one. So you can either, cut your piece and lay it over there. So let me just grab a little piece of this here. So like if I wanted, oh, happy day, you could just lay the paper over what you want to get and then run it through and it'll emboss it and cut it out. But, oh, I should have showed you. I should have brought it over. Well, I'll show you one right now. Just here, I got some. Let's just do Thinking of You. For those that don't have it, I'll show you. Thinking of You. I'll just show you what it does. But you probably know. Oh, and look at all these other, you get all these little accessories with it. You get some rainbows and some, look at those little baby clouds. Some rainbows, some hearts and stars and little flowers and some leaves. So you get quite a few things to work with it, but I'm just going to show you this real quick here for a hot second. You need your base plate. Put this guy on there. Oh, he's too big, so I'm going to rip him. Don't rip yours. I'm just going to rip it so that it fits. And then we're going to run it through just to show you this, what it's going to do. I know, you know what embosses and cuts it out. That's what the hybrid folders do. But I just want to show you how neat these words are like this. So this is what it makes. And so one of my quilt cards, which if I'd have brought them, I could show you, I put this on the inside. And so it's subtle. It's subtle. But that's where I said, I don't really know if I like it, if it has to grow on me. I said the jury was still out. Well, then I got to looking and I could see this outline on, that's why I got so many Pinterest things open, because I was looking for some to see, is there a stamp set? How are they doing that? Because some of them, it was kind of more filled in. So I'm not going to get into it. They may have went over it with a marker, whatever, I don't know. But I found that if you take, I'm going to do this whole thing just next time. If you take your brayer, you could just do one word if that's all you wanted, but I'm going to do more so that I can have it to send with along with the card kit. I know I'm not supposed to send stamped images, but it's a freebie thing. I'm not selling it to you. So in my eyes, that's okay because I'm sending you like a random act of kindness thing. So if you ink up your brayer, my ink pad does not look very juicy, so you guys will be happy to know. Dawn, I did buy a new, what was that one? Crumb cake. Should be coming. Broke down and bought crumb cake. So if you just go over your embossing folders, and you can do this with any embossing folder, you want to do it on the side that says Stampin' Up on it. All right. And then, oh, I got something else I should show you tonight too that I learned. So then take your die and put it over the top, and it should, there you go, it falls into place. And then I just got a big piece of paper. It's like 5.5, I think, square, maybe. Maybe I just went a little bigger. Then we're gonna shut it in there. Pull our guy back in. Whoops, hit the camera, sorry. I'm not, no more green crumb cake, Patty, you're right. And I'm not looking at comments tonight, so I hope nobody's asking me a question. Like 2 days for laundry, still tired. Oh, from Christy's vacation. Yuck. I don't mind laundry, but if somebody else would put it away, I'd wash it and fold it, but I hate putting laundry away. Not my favorite, but I'm glad you're home. I'm glad you made it safe. I'm glad you made it through the big storm safe and the protests. And you had quite the exciting trip, more than what you had bargained for. So then we're going to just kind of run that underwater and then I'll dry it off real good to get the extra ink off. But oops, here are all of our little cutouts. And so you see how neat those look once they get that little outline going on around them. I got thank you. Hello. Oh, thinking of you, I cut off the side. So how about our keyword today can be whatever one of these words you would like if you win the kit. How about that? And if you want the one that I'm going to use, then I'll just make another one. So you can comment, celebrate, thank you, hello, you make me happy, get well, thinking of you, just because, with sympathy, oh, happy day, or love you. And if you don't really care, just say anything. Just type the word anything. Otherwise, if you win and you want to be more strategic when you make your kit, then let us know what you want. Okay, so this is what I used. I used this piece that was left over from, can you guys see those? I'm going to leave those there for a minute while I talk. So hopefully you can see them. Anybody that's watching the replay or just joining us, our keyword is whichever one of these you want if you win the kit. So I'm going to trim this down because I got a little extra. So I'm just going to trim that dark part off and call it good. That leaves us with like, not quite a half an inch. No. Yeah, not quite a half an inch. And then I'm going to glue that onto the bottom here. It wants everything. I'll send you all of them, Patty. I'll give them all to you when I see you. Yeah, this, I was pleasantly surprised when I used it. I really, really like how fun this is with the embossed letters and or words, and then you can put whatever color you want around them. I will ask Mike, my resident creative director here. He said he liked the basic beige, but I said, well, do you think it would be less obvious? Like, I didn't want it to be obnoxious, like in your face with the rest of the design. But of course, he has to see everything. And so he said he really liked the way it looked with this color on it. With the basic beige and then just the color around the words, but he would have had to see it if I wanted to use. I thought that it might look good with a Misty Moonlight or something, other color paper, and then, or pecan paper and Misty Moonlight word. But I wasn't about to cut them all out just so he could see them. So let's see. Hello. Hello might be kind of big. So I don't know. It kind of looks all right up there in the trees. I want to take away from the scene though, so we'll use Oh Happy Day down here. That's the one I'll use, but just in case somebody wants the get well or the sympathy, because it does kind of look like a somber, probably too somber for. Anyway, I'm going to use with sympathy because it does kind of look that way. Looks like it could be. And I just glued that on flat. You can pop it up. And I just put it down here in the corner. I wanted it kind of out of the way of the rest of everything that was going on. Okay, so that's it for tonight, guys. And then there's the envelope. I got a goober on it. Feels like it'll come right off though. I think it's my goober getter. Nope, it's not gonna come off. Might need my sand erasers. Everybody have a sand eraser in their arsenal of crafting supplies? You gotta have a sand eraser. You can't do too much or it will like pill and eat through the paper, but it will take off little tiny boo-boos of places that you've got ink that you don't really want them. And it didn't take it all the way off because I don't want to go that hard on it, but took it off enough that I can write the address up that high. So there we go, guys. That is our card for tonight. Hopefully, oh, I went for a half an hour, so that was pretty good, half an hour. So I thank you for watching. I'll be back again next week, and I'll see what I can come up with for next week. Until then, you guys take care. It's going to be hot next week. We got Reedy mostly moved. Like today, I think what's all that's left, we don't need another trip up there. What's left, the movers will bring down here. The painting will be done. The floors are not at the house yet. I got to call tomorrow and see. They got to acclimate before they can go down. So it won't be long and we'll be all buttoned up here. And just in time, she and Derek will be on their merry way. So got another week. Yeah, I don't even want to think about it. So I'm going to go. You guys have a great night. Again, next Wednesday, I will see you. Take care. If you have any questions on the sweet sale that's still going on, I think I went to order one and it wasn't available. The dyes are out. The Japanese, I can't remember the name. It starts with a K, Kintsugi or something like that. That one is not available. I believe the dyes are out of stock. And maybe something else is out of stock too, because the whole thing said not available. Not just the suite, but there was individual pieces of the suite that said not available as well. So that one, if you had your heart on that one, you're not going to be able to get that one. But keep looking. Look at the suite sale because it goes through all the stuff in the catalog, all the other online exclusives. And again, the past items that are on like the last chance list and stuff, if it was part of a suite and you want some of that thread, that linen thready stuff, they're half off. If you got like the dark, there was green clay or copper clay, yeah, and green and navy was one, and the other was a light one like pink and blue and yellow. I think those were both part of a suite. And so if you got both, one would be like $2 and the other would you'd get the last chance price. So poke around, see what you got going. If you have any questions, give me a shout. Have a great night. Have a great week. Stay cool because it's going to be a hot one. And if you need to come over, get some air conditioning, come on by. I'll be here. The door is always open, but not really open because it would be letting all the air conditioning out. Can't do that. All right. Good night, everybody.